Yo, it's your boy Dean.
Tim, Saran.
Another episode of the Dean's Office. This one here is a little special because it's the big 50th. We're celebrating 50 episodes. It's been a long journey. It's going on, 2 years?
It's a year and a half. About a year and a half.
Year and a half? Okay, my bad. Y'all don't be technical.
No, it is. We have to be
not even a half.
No, not even a half, because we started March of 2021.
Of 2022.
2022, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
we've been doing this so long. COVID went away and came back, baby.
Yeah,
COVID ended before we started, sir.
So
that's what I'm saying. It ended and it came back. Now it's back, putting people in hospitals.
Yeah. So this episode is more so about us, celebrating 50 years. Some of the struggles.
50 episodes.
50 episodes. Damn, I said years. Huh?
That'll be a blessing, man. If we could do 50 years,
you right.
80 years old on here, and we still crazy.
Right. So we just kind of want to just talk about some of the challenges, some of the good episodes, some of the bad episodes, things like that. So just lock in, and again, we want to appreciate all our supporters that have been rocking with us since day one or joined us throughout whatever point in episodes that you start. I recommend you go back and watch those episodes, and the more support that you provide to us, the more we continue to give you. Anything before we pull out?
Yo. Nah, that's it.
All right.
Let's go Chiefs.
Okay, let's go Chiefs. Yo.
World, you're needed in the Dean's office.
So, as we stated, it's our 50th episode. So I just give everybody the opportunity to just kind of talk about what was probably the hardest part about starting a podcast or being a part of a podcast, or what some of the challenges that we had as far as just doing is getting to this 50th episode. So I just start with you, Tim. Like, kind of tell us what some of your challenges were.
I think some of our biggest challenge was actually trying to set up a schedule to be consistent as much as possible. I think because we have so many different things going on in our lives, whether it's coaching, whether it's family, whether it's work. And I think for us to set a date and time has been difficult for us, right? And I think that's something that we need to work on. But I think we'll get better. 50 episodes shows some good and the bad. But I think right there, that would probably have been the problem, the challenge for me. On my end is the scheduling on what day we can actually sit down, shoot, then not only shoot, then we can put it together so we can actually publish it, right? When it comes to that part. What do you think, Terrell?
The struggle for me has been the same struggle that's been the same thing for all my life. Whether or not to go by Terran or Terrell. That was my struggle. I don't know whether or not to say
to call yourself Terrell or Terran.
Yeah, I don't know what to brand myself.
How does it struggle?
Because he said he got to build his brand.
Yeah, it's my they got to know me. So that's the thing. So,
but everybody outside of us call you Terran.
Yeah, so it should be Terran, right?
But we won't let you be great.
Yeah, but then Terrell flows off. And then, I've been my whole entire life confused as into whether or not to call myself Terran or Terrell. It's been weird.
When did you realize that Terrell wasn't your name?
I'm assuming the first day of kindergarten or wherever, Vancouver or wherever I was.
So you remember, do you remember?
I don't remember the point where I started. I just remember it's been a struggle all my elementary. I was telling people. And then on top of that, when I got into middle school, high school, people was calling me Dean. So now I had three personas. I had Terrell at home, Terran amongst my classmates, and then Dean amongst the
football community.
Among the football community. So, and then Dean, because Lamech was calling me Dean, carried over into college. The people at college was calling me Dean. like, Dean, relax, Dean, whatever, because they heard Lamette calling me Dean, so it's whatever. But yeah, that's one struggle. Another struggle, I agree with Tim, was the schedule.
Was
It's hard
or
out
is?
here. Or it is, yeah.
Or it is.
know-
We struggled on the regular.
So to our listeners, the location in which we record is my brother's house. He has a beautiful home, by the way. If y'all can't notice by this big fancy screen TV back here.
Remember, we didn't start it off with a screen TV, but we did.
Yeah,
We did. Okay, go ahead.
He has a beautiful home. So for him, he never could understand why y'all can't make it to my house every night and stay here until 12 o'clock at midnight, wherever the case may be. Because, sir, all you got to do is go in your dang room and change and then come back out here and we can record.
But also, what's a blessing he has is that he don't have young children.
Yeah,
right. All his kids are grown and they can fend for themselves. And in our case, we still have young kids that's still in elementary, middle school, so we can't spend the whole time out. And then we got some wives that be like, "Hey, why we out there all the time?" So I feel you coming from, Terrell.
Yeah.
Turan. I'm sorry, Turan. I feel you coming from Turan.
You confused. I'm sorry.
I'll call you Turan.
So if we do get to so my question is, if we get to the point, because we're gonna get there one day. Let's speak it from God. How you speaking into existence?
Mm-hmm.
So we get to a point of one day where we so successful that we have a studio or we travel. How do you see that being a problem as far as being able to continue if we get to that point?
No. If we start making money from this,
You just gonna quit your job?
I don't think they can be paying. I think for us, honestly, if we want to go that route, it's something that we will have to sit down and plan and stick to it, right? And that means that our great supportive wives and also everybody around us will understand, hey, you know what? On March 15th, I'll be going to Baltimore because we interviewing some important people. Or, hey, on March 16th, which is the day after.
Why would you? Who important in Baltimore?
They got a lot of Baltimore famous people in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, you could have picked somewhere else.
Boss, it's his first thing that came to my mind.
Why you say L.A.?
I'm pretty sure there's some interesting people
In Baltimore?
Yes,
Baltimore.
there are.
But just on that note too, because I think too at one point, again, just us being transparent about with the progression of the podcast and what some of the things that we're trying to get accomplished. I think at some point too, where we're just gonna get where we have to start interviewing people. I feel like
You say that?
I'm listening.
You say that?
So you fine with us just discussing ourselves?
Yeah. I mean, I know. I see all the other podcasts. The only way they're successful is that they're interviewing people. But then I do see other podcasts when it's just a singular person talking and they don't have guests. They're just them stating their ideologies. And I think if we get more thoughtful, I think the path to go, if we get more thoughtful in our research and actually educate the people, like, that was one of our mission statements when we started this whole thing. It was supposed to be to educate people based on things. And I think that takes us doing our research so that we can kind of regurgitate that information to other people that they may not have thought of. You get what I mean? I know sometimes we get up here and we almost half-heartedly, research things and then talk about it and float ideas. Like that one little comment said the other two.
When you so hung up on this thing. Why you so hung up on it? Listen, you know the first tour we had. I mean, in the beginning, we was getting a lot of comments, because they were showing a lot of support from our different people and everything.
Yeah.
And you can't think about no other comment but the one for the last one. Yeah. And his comment wasn't even. That comment wasn't even, how can you say, because I believe we had a robust conversation and what the topic was, right? But once again, think about it, just like you said, it's our opinion. If we don't have a strong opinion about something, we're going to give you something how it feels and be like, you know what, it really don't bother us as much because why? That's what we have to think about it that way.
Yeah, but I agree with you though, because I know in order for it's the thing, right? So in order for for viewership,
before I forget, so I could lose my train of thought. So you feel like some of the lack of success can be based on the fact that we're not prepared.
I wouldn't. That's a symptom. That's not the problem.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, or that's a reason I should say. The problem is the fact that we don't. You have to give people a reason to come back to the show.
I got you. So we don't provide information or education. We just us talking.
Correct.
And oftentimes,
So the
most
reason
people
why
don't want to
people-
listen to us talk.
Right. So the reason why people like guests is because the guests usually offer insights into things that they didn't know about a person that's interesting into them. Like you guys always bring up the Pivot podcast. All their guests always reveal something, usually, that people didn't know, and people are nosy and they want to know something about. That's what's good about having a guest. So even if we think about having guests on, that needs to be what happens. That they
It's more informational than
right,
anything.
they open up. Like,
No, I agree.
Because think about it, our engagement was pretty high for the first 3 weeks because we was this interesting thing, right? Because people like Three Brothers talking about these topics. Wow, we used to get 300, 400 views on some of those videos, and then it kind of teetered off into like 50 views, and it's back up. Now we're going a little bit up more into like 100 views or whatever the case may be. And I'm being real open right now. I guess people can see the views on the thing, but
Yeah,
like,
you can't have views.
but that's what I'm saying. So I think I'm with you. But we just like TJ told me, because TJ got his own little YouTube channel that he be doing his little videos on.
For real?
Yeah, and then he said that you just got to do something interesting. That's it. You got to do something that make people want to come. Like we can even one day invite our kids on here. And we can talk like just different things within us. Like it don't necessarily mean we can be in a different location. We can be live somewhere. Like what I mean. Like people we got to talk about an experience that we had. Something to draw people. It don't necessarily have to be a guest.
No, I got you.
No, I agree with that. I think, not to say I love my sister-in-law to death, but I think when we did bring that person on to do the interview, I think that was probably one of our lowest views out of all of our episodes that we had. The ones that pull people closer to us, you think about it, when we talked about marriage, when we talked about relationships, when we were talking about how guys feel in the moment, if you think about it. And we didn't have to do that much promotion for it because it draw the people to it. Now, recently, all this stuff that's been happening with the slaves and dissenters talking about different things, because of those are like hot topics, I think that will draw us to it. But I think for us, we have to understand, going back to what you're saying, what's going to be our main thing we're going to focus on. Yes, we can be talking about hot topics. Yes, we can be talking about different things, but moving forward, what are stuff are we going to be saying, I can go to the dean's office because, like, going back to what he said, they're going to tell me something been going on there, right? Or whether it's about education, whether it's about school, same thing, whether it's about religion, whether it's about relationship, whether it's about buying a car, buying a house, those type of process I think will help us and just maintaining our viability online, and people actually want to come back and stuff like that.
And another thing, and guys, y'all getting a real session right here. We really didn't plan this. We being real open right now and just kind of spitballing ideas. Another thing I think would be cool is if some weeks where it's just pretty much updates as into what's current events and what's going on now. It doesn't have to be an hour-long conversation. Just say, hey, guys, y'all know this is happening? Like a reveal of something that's happening so they can kind of tune in. Because why do people tune into different radio stations and things like that? So they can understand what's happening, like with current events, like the Daily Show, and those type of things, or something like that. Like, it don't have to be.
But I agree with that. But once again, it goes back into the problem we have now, scheduling, right? But that's what I'm saying. Scheduling and then coming up with a topic in advance.
Hey,
right?
Question, world, would y'all feel bad if we virtually did this?
What do you mean feel bad? It's not a point. We could go on live, but would anybody watch?
No, not live.
No, he's saying that we pre-record us some different locations.
No, not pre-record. We like we're doing now. Obviously, this is pre-recorded, and we'll be on different screens, and we could join. It's almost like a Zoom conversation or whatever. And
I'm good.
Y'all don't watch podcasts like that?
I watch it, but
every time I see a podcast like that, I change it. Like, that's not. Don't get me wrong. There's success in it, but I just don't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do nothing that I wouldn't watch.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Whenever I see those interviews, like you know who does it a lot? Jamel Hill with Unbothered. I think that's her name, her podcast. And most of the time, her guests is they're in their house and they're in their house, and you're talking, and it's never where I'm engaged because the interaction it's not the same to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, even for my job, because a lot of my job I do Zooms with families and stuff, and we can do it in person. The in-person ones always tend to be a little bit better than when I meet with the families on Zoom. So for me, yes, there's a success we can do that, but I feel like I wouldn't watch those, so I don't want to do anything that I don't want to give somebody something I want to do myself or watch. You know what I'm saying?
But
to catch a gig.
But I get what you're saying. I do feel that if we have the opportunity to get somebody, let's just say on Zoom, and we talking to them on Zoom like that, I wouldn't turn it down. Because if it's a big name person and then we're in our area and they on the screen, I think that'd be great, right? But I get what you're saying. I like the personality. Even when we have Merlandi on, it was just us being in the room together, the camaraderie stuff coming up, and I think that makes a lot more. It made the process go a little bit smoother because we want to make sure it's not just, hey, you sitting up on an interview. It's, hey, we talking about how we were usually talking when we was together.
So and then let's not forget the main reason why we're doing this, right? Like, again, yeah, we do want to be successful, but the main reason is for us to also have the camaraderie and also to record this thing. Our very first episode, we all gave our reasons why we started it. As far as you felt like you needed things to get off your chest, Tim, you said you wanted to record your thoughts and things like that, so that
a legacy, leave a legacy behind.
When your children hear, they can, and I feel the same way. So I feel like engagement is cool. We probably, one of my missions in life is I need to code to the Twitter account again. Because I'm serious. I need you to text me the password and stuff. The reason why I say that is because now I'm gonna start shooting out questions. Because don't sleep now. Don't act like your boy and get like 100 and whatever followers or 10 followers in my short time and tweet from that account for that 1 week I was going strong. So and also, do you guys know if you go live from Twitter and do a live show and you have a lot of engagement, Elon Musk will pay you?
Oh yeah, I never knew that.
I think that's everywhere though.
No. I don't mean like pay you per post. He's gonna pay you at the end of the month. Like, thank you for your engagement, what you did, and you get like $1,000 check.
Nah, so, but what I mean too by success, I don't mean, again, not saying I'm not gonna take that off the table, but I think for me, a success is.
And my coworkers watched the podcast a few times, so they may watch this one. So I love my job, so.
No,
your new coworkers?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
How they know about it? You told them about it?
When you get a job, people search the first thing when you join a company, the first thing people do is search your name, buddy.
And it popped up on a podcast
doing an interview. They
oh, this after the fact.
When did they?
No, not my boss. Like the people who I work with.
Oh, okay.
Y'all don't do that when y'all meet somebody at the company.
No, I do it.
You Google
everybody I hire, every single one.
No, but they didn't hire him. They're his coworkers.
Once again, anybody that coming into my office or around, not just around my student, but just around me, I'm Googling. I'm going to Facebook. I'm looking at LinkedIn. I'm looking at everything.
I was shocked because the girl because we use Teams. She hit me on Teams like, I didn't know you had a podcast. And I wanted to write back, I didn't know you knew I had a podcast.
So what you said when she told you
I was
that?
like, I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, oh, you caught the episode? She's like, yeah, I saw it. It's pretty cool. I have my own. I got a podcast too. And
did y'all follow each other? You told her to follow you?
I forgot where the conversation went. But
oh man, that's the point. You gotta follow, man.
But yeah, she pretty much told me. So I don't know how often they watch, but I know people Google. Like I know people.
I did not. I have never thought to Google anybody. Any of my coworkers.
I do that. I do it all the time.
But you in a different role because you leadership. So like Terrell is not in leadership. It's someone who's on his level, close to his level, just randomly Googling him. It's not like. You as a supervisor, yes, I'm gonna Google everybody because they at the bottom with you. So whoever come in there, because you have a leadership role, you in charge where you responsible for everything that goes on. So yes, I can see you Googling it, but for you for a coworker to randomly, I'll be like, man, why you Googling me? Why should I feel some type of way that you Googling me?
Nah, man. And then that's how you.
Have you ever Googled yourself? Mm-hmm. And what part did it?
Maybe your Twitter bio.
Oh yeah. I said that one time. And my Twitter picture
Your Twitter comes up. Your
So you
Facebook
Google
comes
yourself
up.
before too?
all the time.
I never.
No, I got to find out if anything out there, homie, that I didn't know.
What? What you mean?
Yeah.
It's a fun thing. You got your phone Google. Well, Tim phone record.
I Google one of these times.
You go out how this, but going back to
before, because he made me 3 months with this Google. So when I refer to success, I'm not necessarily, man, we got 10 million followers or 10 million. I just think having a healthy amount of followers, which I say like 1,000 or 2,000, something like that. We get 2,000 to 3,000 views per episode, like something in that manner of a success for me. I mean, again, I don't want to say we're doing this so we can retire or change, make it be our main source of income, which I wouldn't mind if it does turn into that. But I just think for us to be successful with doing it, we can't just do it because we don't aspire to be like Joe Rogan or something like that, but we still got to put a effort in it, 100% effort in it to make it the best product that we can, because then we shortchanging the people that we're doing this for.
No, I agree with you 100% because when it comes to viewing, I view all the time. And when I see we hit 100 views, I'm like, whoa. Because we only have 134, I say, subscribers. For me, if you have 134 and you have 100 viewers, what's that percentage, Turo? What is that, like 70, 75%?
What did you say? What's the number?
If 100 viewers, we have 100 views out of 134, what percentage is that?
Yeah, about 75%.
Can you just put it on the calculator, dog? It's not that hard. So yeah, so when I see we have something that's, even when it hit 80 views, I'm cool with it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm thinking
175?
134. I wish it was at 135. Okay. So 100 divided by 134.
74, yeah.
So like 74%, 74, 75. And I'm thinking anything above 60%, I'm good. That's a D, but it's still good. Yeah. So for me, when it comes to success, and I love the way I have two main followers. Like we have two strong supporters at our church, Ruby Fryer, Miss Ruby Fryer and Miss Laverne English, who actually would comment or say something on there, right? For just to say that they watch the shows or they always commented on something. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I see them two point, even if they don't agree with something, they still say, that's what I like. Those type of things I like, and they like our Facebook stuff. They like our Instagram stuff. You understand what I'm saying? That's the type of stuff I'm looking into. And I think that's just a lot. We got a lot. Carly Mills and Sharita. What's her new name?
I don't know what her new name is.
Oh, Sharita, she gonna be mad. And I was at her wedding and everything. And not only top of that, she got a beautiful daughter and everything. Oh man, I go in a blank right now. But once again, I think for me that's what I consider.
You not know that.
I can't forget. I forgot she can see this episode. Come on to me whatever. But for me, that's what success is. If I see something that we have about 60% of our people as our subscribers viewing it, I'm good. That's what I consider success anyway. Success. What about you, Jerome?
I already told you, man. If we give good content and we have people, like it was one particular episode that people were kind of going back and forth and debating in the comments or whatever the case can be, I felt like that was successful. If I feel like somebody, I remember one time Melandi commented, "Wow, this is a real good topic. This is really good." Or even when we was on the prayer line that week, and everybody's like, "Wow, thank you." Whatever. I don't know if they were just giving us being church nice and not lying.
I don't take church. Any compliment from church people, I don't take it seriously. I'm just being honest, because in church, I have witnessed with my own eyes and ears where someone is singing horribly, and we saying, "Keep on, baby, you got it." Oh, and clap. No. So I appreciate the compliment, but I don't hold it to the same way to someone that does not believe in God.
Or when the preacher is doing horribly up there or boring you and people still saying amen.
Listen, man.
When they be acting like when they be fake catching the Holy Ghost, knowing this man born, like you just but you know,
real.
yeah.
So but that being said, what was one of y'all favorite episodes, if you can remember? The favorite episode you did?
I think the episode that we did when we talked about black love. I felt like that was my
the one we was talking about, is black marriage still relevant? Yeah. I like that episode. What about you, Box? Which one do you like?
My favorite episode is the Bethune-Cookman one, because we was kind of shocked on some of the numbers that we would get.
No, Terrell was shocked. Terrell was shocked.
To your point of us being more prepared, because we was acting like we was watching this show too. Like, damn, for real, them the numbers? Ain't no way. Like we was ourselves kind of shocked on what some of the numbers it was, enrollment and stuff like that. Or like it was a little shocking to us that we were getting those type of numbers, and it was like, and I think too.
You know what? I have a bomb idea. Sorry to cut you off, but I have a bomb idea. We need to do some investigative reporting about various things that are important to us.
We can we can do that. We have no problem with it.
I got a bomb idea. So y'all stay tuned. I got a bomb idea that's going to give us a lot of interactions.
I want to know too. The beginning of the year, we made some declarations and promises that we did not follow through.
No, and I think that's the biggest thing for us.
We was gonna do that, and we did not.
Because we human. How old are you? How old are you? How many times did you made a New Year's resolution and don't follow it? That makes people connect with us more. They know we lazy and procrastinate just like them.
I think
people.
I think for me, my favorite episode was the one we talked about. What was his name? David Cruz.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite episodes.
Probably one of the highest episodes.
Because what I liked the most about it was we were talking a lot about faith and blind faith and all this good stuff. If we would be able to do it, you know, it was going back and forth. But what made it more relevant was when one of my friends texted me, Danielle. She texted me, was like, "Man, you don't know how much you spoke life into me and other people in that situation. When it comes to knowing when God's speaking to you, and when is your time to move on." When is your time to, well, you don't know what's ahead of you, but God said move and you move on his accord. So I for me, that was one I liked. I don't think we had as much views on that one as ever.
On the David Cruz?
Yeah. So, but
that's one of our higher episodes.
Yeah, so that one right there stood out to me the most because we talked about something that was relevant at the time. We gave them some information about it because most people didn't understand that wasn't his first time trying to do. He had 3 attempts in order to try to do this thing that God asked him to do. You understand what I'm saying? So I think for me that one was relevant. It made a lot of sense and allowed us to be like, you know what, hey, we impacted people's lives because we was telling people there's different kind of faith out there. You know what I mean?
I think that was a good one. I think it was something too, because we all said we wouldn't have listened to God, and I think
I said we wouldn't listen. We said we were gonna. It would be kind of hard for us.
No, we all kind of agree. We got conditions on what God can tell us to do, and we do it. Like we kind of all like, nah, you know, God, I got you, but you know, we got conditions on that, and I think oftentimes too, with most people, when they do have it, they got conditions on how they their faith. They got conditioned faith. You know what I'm saying? Where I'll do it, but as long as it doesn't
make me feel uncomfortable or do something out of the ordinary, or require me less sacrifice. Yeah. I don't have to sacrifice much. I understand.
And that's the real reason why people rebel against religion, because it requires you to be disciplined and sacrifice. And we oftentimes, those are some of the hardest things. Like even with your diet and eating, like who want to be disciplined and only eat fruits, vegetables?
It's a cruel fate that whoever created the universe, when God created the universe,
said whoever.
You said whoever.
You don't even believe it's God.
No, it's a cruel thing to where everything that's bad for you tastes good, and everything that's good for you tastes bad. That's that's like a cruel.
You know, it was funny. I was watching a show the other day, and these two people were set up on a blind date, and both of them work out. And they was like, "Oh man, what's the reason?" You see that, man? The reason I work out because I eat a lot of junk. So being that I work out, I can eat whatever I want to do. And I'm like, they both felt. I'm like, that's how most people feel. Like I'm doing this so I can be able to do this. You understand what I'm saying? So that's understandable in the process, but I believe, like I said, I like that episode. I think we talked about faith a couple of times, especially the one where we was asking about the pastor. Did the pastor still do the pastor steal from the church?
Yeah, and that
had a lot of on this one too. So
I'm okay with it.
You okay with what?
The pastor stealing. You know?
It's a business.
When I mean stealing, I don't mean physically stealing, but I mean like they should be cutting a high percentage of the money that comes in the church. Should be a cut. They should get almost like a business. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the crazy thing is like now on TikTok, just to bring regular, they already got people around talking about the justification of what tithing should be consist of, and why people tithe back in the Bible and everything. So that when you look at that episode, we did that almost a year ago. Now it's about relevant now, right? If you think about some of the stuff that we did almost a year ago, people start talking about it now, so they can refer back to, oh, you know what, the dean's office did that, blah blah blah. Even when stuff that come up on the Breakfast Club, like we talked about that already a long time ago. So going back to what you're saying, Terrell, it's like we have relevant content, right? I just think now because people have so much access to TikTok and all this other stuff now, because you see that the TikTok has blew up since it was a year ago.
Well, not Terrell, because Terrell said he opened it every 2 months.
What have you noticed?
He's still stuck on Twitter.
You know, and that's the only reason why, like I was telling y'all earlier when I first came in.
TikTok. Like I ain't
Yeah, like I was telling y'all earlier, the only reason why I started going back into the show The Rookie is because I was looking on TikTok. And another episode, I don't know if you ever watched IP Man, right? When y'all looked at the IP Man, that's the IP Man be whatchamacallit. That's when I found out I need to want to go inside of it to watch IP Man. So it's relevant, boss. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, but I ain't been on TikTok in forever. But all right.
Yeah. So it's, again, this episode really was just about us celebrating the 50 years.
50 episodes, boy.
Damn, why I keep saying 50 years?
Because you're speaking into
They're speaking existence. That's what we're saying.
This episode for us to celebrate the 50th episode. You know, we just want to kind of really thank everyone that continue to support us, everyone that listen to our podcast, that comment when they do comment, that like, that subscribe, that have shared, that have done things that help, you know, bring attention to our podcast, and we really appreciate that. So we just didn't want to just have an episode that lands to 50. We kind of want to make sure that we celebrate our milestones with them. So when we do get down the line, we can remember when we had this happen. So we want to celebrate these milestones. To some people, it's small because it's only 50 episode, or we might only have 100 subscribers, or we might only get.
Trust me, there's a lot of shows that don't make it to 50 episodes. So I'm very happy and excited.
So I just want to know. I want everybody to know although you're looking at our success and feel like we're not where you think we should be, we are very proud of what we made it to and how far that we got. So we just wanted to take this episode to celebrate everyone that has been supporting us and that continue to support us in the future.
Yep.
So again, thank you for listening to the Dean's Office, and we really appreciate y'all support. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the good things. So it's your boy Dean.
Tim, here's the 50 more years. 50 more episodes.
50 more episodes.
Because you've been talking about years all the time.
Tehran.
You want to?
Tehran. We'll say Tehran from now on.
I'm gonna try to do Tehran. So that's your boy Tehran, and we'll have another one in 50 episodes.
Yo.
Yo.